When my son was born, I was already an occupational therapist, and I was already practicing, and I was working with kids, and I had the experience. I thought, I thought I was an expert, and I thought I know how to manage behaviors. And that's when, when he was born, and he was amazing in the first year of life. And I'm so happy that I've been blessed with a very strong headed child. Very strong headed. He knows what he wants, and if he doesn't want what I give him, he would push me back. And I have to learn to not push him too much so that I don't get that pushback too much. So it's a beautiful, again, a dance where we are interacting with each other, but he is very, very headstrong. He is very, very clear about his needs, and he is also very, very sensitive. Now, why am I saying this? Because one, in the earlier days when he would go to the school, and I would wake up maybe just half an hour before the bus would come, wake him up. I would wake up with a jolt and like, oh my god, it's so late, I have to get him to the bus, oh my goodness. And I would like push him, and I'm like, oh god, come on, wake up fast, brush your teeth, take a bath, what are you doing, why is it taking so much time, oh god, the bus will go away, come on, come on, come on. God, I can't tell you how much stressed I used to be with that small little thing that he has to brush his teeth, he has to just take a bath, eat his breakfast, go to the toilet, and take the bus. That was all. But I used to be like, come on, come on, come on, make it fast. Oh my god, why you're taking so much time? Brush your teeth. What, you're sitting with that brush in your mouth? Come on, come on, come on, come on. I would go on doing all of those things. And what was I doing? I was putting all my stress on him. And I would put him into the bus and see the bus go and feel relieved. Wow, finally, my job is achieved. He's in the bus. But what did he do when he went in the school? Because I had put all my stress on him. It's like, I had vomited it all on him. He won't keep that vomit. It's like he'll shake it off, he'll throw it off. And how would he throw it off? He will not behave well in school. He will not listen to the teachers. He would not do what is asked of him. So he started doing all of those behaviors. And I wondered, maybe there is something wrong in him. Not with me, something wrong in him. So I took him to a developmental pediatrician. I didn't take him with just one instance. It happened quite a lot of times, and I would get repeated complaints from school. He's not sitting, he's not listening, he's not focusing. We know he's intelligent, we know he's coping with academics, but he's not. He's giving us a tough time. I saw history repeating itself, because that's how I was as a child. Very strong headed, very sensitive. And after I took him to a developmental pediatrician, and she said there's nothing wrong and you need to work on yourself, and you have to work that you take care. And I was like, taking care of myself means what? What is it that I have to do? And then I started calming down. I learned I have to relax. It's all my stress that I'm putting on him. It is not he who needs therapy. It is me who needs therapy, or it is me who needs to learn how to cope with my stress so that I don't keep putting it on my child. So that's what I wanted to learn. I worked on myself. I started waking up a little earlier. Maybe instead of, so the bus would come at 7. I used to initially wake up at 6:30. Now I'm waking up a little earlier. If I'm getting that anger, like, okay, do fast, do fast, do fast, do fast. Or if I'm getting very stressed out, I'm trying to calm myself down. I'm more aware, oh Reena, you are stressed. I don't think I don't think your son deserves your anger. You need to calm down. You need to relax. It's all right. It's all right. Just calm down. Just relax. I of course did a lot of work. I did a lot of EFT on myself, which is emotional freedom technique. Did because I was carrying a lot of emotional baggage from the past. It was a lot of stuff that I had in me, and I was projecting and I was throwing it all on my child. So after I did all of it, I saw when I was calmer, my child was calmer. When I send him to school and I see that bus go away, but I know that I've not thrown any vomit on him, the toxic emotions on him, he would behave well, he would sit, he would focus. If I didn't know how to manage my stress, how on earth was I expecting that he would manage his stress because he's so little, he's just learning. He was barely in junior KG that time. So what am I trying to convey by saying all of it? It's that having known about the vestibular system, the proprioceptive system, the tactile system, and so many of those things, and with that zeal and that enthusiasm and that systematic and that determined and that perseverance and that persistence to follow the program, we need to be aware that we are not pushing the child. We are not pushing a lot. Am I putting my stress on my child? Am I treating my child like a project that I had to do? This much, these many exercises have to be done today. Oh, they're not done. Oh, am I getting stressed by that? I think a lot of inner work and a lot of inner awareness is very important, because if I follow the work with my child at home, and if you follow the work, whatever, after seeing this video, and if you start doing those exercises, but if you're doing it with a lot of stress, it's not going to help. Believe me, it's not going to help. I assure you, I have also been a parent, and being a parent is tougher than being a therapist. As a therapist, it's just easy to sit and say, you need to do this, you need to do that. But a lot of self-discipline is needed, a lot of self-discipline to be able to work on your child. Because we all have our emotions invested in our child. So it's very, very difficult, but it's very important to be careful that we're not throwing it all on our child. We're definitely not doing it. And with this awareness and with this understanding and everything, I still, so even now when I tell my son, okay, tomorrow's your school, I want your bags to be packed, I want your uniform to be kept ready, I want everything to be kept ready, and I don't want anything happening in the morning. I want to stay calm and I want you to stay calm. Let's prepare. You tell me what is needed. Let's do everything beforehand and let's keep it ready. And with all of that, and he's kept everything ready, and in the morning I realize, oh my God, his uniform is not ironed. And now the uniform is not ironed, it's just a situation. That is it. I can just pick up the iron and I can iron it and I can give it to him. But what do? I had told you earlier, I had told you to keep things ready at night, but you don't want to listen, right? You just want to do what you feel is right. It's only me who has to do everything. Why is it that I have to do everything? Why is it that I'm doing this for you? Why is it that I'm doing that for you? And I'm like, is that really needed? So much of this throwing up of emotion, is that really needed? And I tell myself, Reena, you still need work. You're still projecting a lot of stuff on your child. Your child doesn't deserve that. He doesn't deserve it. If you are still projecting and you're still assuming the role of a victim, only I have to do it. I don't know why everyone else has their own life. I'm the only one who doesn't get it. I only have to take care of a child. I only have to manage the career. I only have to do this. I only have to do that. And I'm like, stop it, Reena. Just stop it. Just stop it. And I withdraw. And I tell that to myself in my mind. And I'm like, Reena, you need work on yourself. More work. Your child is going to trigger you. Your child is going to trigger you. In my book, The Little Parenting Guru, I mentioned that a child is a guru. He's going to keep triggering me and triggering me and triggering me until I reach a point where things go wrong and I say, okay, let's find a solution. The uniform won't be ironed. And I would say, okay, no problem. I'll iron it for you. I won't say, I only have to do it. I told you earlier, why did you do this? What was the need? Another example. This happens very commonly at my house, and I have this, mainly nowadays because it's rainy season. I don't know when you see this video, but at this point of time it's rainy season and the clothes are in the machine all dried up and I just have to hang them out. And then in the morning in the rush, I'm here coming for therapy and my husband leaves. And then when I'm back home in the evening and I'm like, oh, I have to put these clothes also. I have to remove those dried clothes only. I have to fold them. It's all me. I have to do it all the time. And then the voice comes from within and it's like, shh, stop it. Stop it. You're slipping into that victim mode again. And I'm like, oh. Yeah, I'm doing that. Nobody's telling me, nobody's pushing me. By God's grace, I'm blessed with people who want to help me out at home and at work and at every place, in at every stage in my life. But I'm choosing to look and slip into that victim mode. And I think I need to come out of that victim mode. And when I realized that it was not just me, when I did so many of those EFT sessions with so many parents, I realized it was not just me. It's like an epidemic. We are all plagued by this feeling of being a victim and throwing all our toxic stuff on a child. So, what I'm trying to convey by saying this is that own up your power. If you see you're slipping down into that mode of playing a victim, check what can you do to help yourself out. Try to work on that emotional baggage. Do whatever technique that you feel will help you out. I did EFT. I did a lot of RMT for myself. Do whatever you feel feels right for you, but just work on yourself. Any relationship is a two-way thing. If parents, when they come to me and they say, I want you to work on my child, I said, I'm sorry, I can't do that. Because the child and the parent, both of them need work. If the child is not listening, is the parent conveying enough? Is the parent explaining enough? And if the child is listening, on if the parent is not listening, and if the parent is not modeling the behavior that we want our kids to do, it's difficult for a child. In this present day, it's really difficult. We having so much self discipline, we want to hold on to our phones, keep checking our messages, keep checking our WhatsApp, and then when our kids do it, we tell them, no, no screen, you can't do that. I'm working on my phone. What are you doing? You're just having fun. It's difficult for kids. We have so much self discipline, and it's so difficult, yet, with that discipline, to keep these things away. Then, for these little kids who are just learning that self regulation and learning to soak themselves into that self discipline, it's difficult for them to keep the screens away or to discipline themselves. It's difficult. So, what if we partner with them and we say, I know that it's difficult for you, let's work it out together. But every time slipping into this victim mode won't help the child. Definitely, it won't help the child. But coming up, being a partner with the child, and coming from a place of empathy, that I know it's difficult for you, we'll do it together. That is what my purpose to explain this bit was. That if I'm following the whole program with a lot of stress, I'm pushing it all on the child. And as we spoke yesterday, when there is stress and if the child is not able to cope up, you may see those sensory processing issues coming back. You may see that the primitive reflexes coming back, because the primitive reflexes are for survival. And the child feels not safe and stressed, he would want to do those kinds of things which will help him to feel comfortable. So it's very important to know where are we coming from. Are we coming from a state of desperation that he has to get all right, he has to do better, or am I coming from a state that let's work it out and let's see what happens. Let's just do it. Let's just do our bit and give him that environment where he feels safe. That's all. While we do all these techniques, while you see all of these techniques, if I come from that state of being grounded and presence, when I'm connected to myself. Yesterday we spoke about, in fact, I recorded yesterday, I don't know when are you seeing the video, I spoke about the inner drive. The child is in touch with the inner drive. And what if I can be in touch as a parent with my inner voice, with my inner core self, with my essence? If I'm in touch with that and then I work with the child, there is going to be a huge improvement. I still remember so many parents who've come to me, maybe thousands of them, but the ones who improved at a very fast pace were the ones who received the support, who were felt understood, who really felt that it's okay, I am accepted the way I am. That is very crucial, extremely crucial.